Alright, welcome back. As promised, we are going to do a short tutorial on Lanschool. I'm not going to cover everything because most of this is pretty self-explanatory. But there are a couple things you should know before you dive in. First, we're going to, if you're using the wireless network and you're not on the West network instead of APS WPA, you need to be on the West network in order to see the machines that are already there. If you're on the other one, you're not going to see anything. So go ahead and change that in your... actually, I'm using a desktop now, so I don't have that that option right now, but you know where that's at to change it. If you have any questions, let me know. And we're going to go to Administer Preferences. And I usually do either broadcast or multicast. You usually won't need to do directed broadcast unless you're not seeing anything at all. If you need help getting that set up, contact me as well. And if you're plugged in with an Ethernet cord and you have your wireless radio on, you're going to want to check the specified network interface card. I only have one since it's a desktop, but you should have two entries in here. Just choose the wireless one, and then just make sure you're on channel 20. And we're gonna go ahead and hit apply. And okay. Show. We're just gonna run through this bar real quick here. Show just shows your screen to the students, and different options for window size and the microphone if you want that. Vote, pretty obvious. You can ask all the selected students to vote on a particular thing. Testing, you can go up to demonstrate, create test, and make a test. I'm not going to go through that in this tutorial. And then you can just ask them to create or to take the test. Run, run only works for Windows clients. So if you're using Lanschool with Linux clients, like I am, you'll see the penguin on the side here. You're not going to be able to use this, which is fine because most students know where the application is that they need to launch anyway. Control, pretty obvious. You can remote control a student like a VNC client, and this gives you full access as well as limiting their use of the keyboard and mouse. They can't do anything while you're in control mode. You can, on this this arrow to the right of the control, click on view, and that will make it so you can only view what they're doing. They have control back of their keyboard and mouse, and you're just observing. We're gonna stop that for now. View all. I like this view better actually because it gives you a little thumbnail of what the student's doing at the moment. There's some things you can fiddle around in there. Screenshot, if someone's doing something that you want to share with the rest of the class or doing something that they shouldn't be doing, you can take a screenshot or snapshot of it. Message, pretty obvious. I'll let you take care of that with the options there. Blank screen. This is handy when you want to grab their attention. You don't want them to be working on anything else. Just select them all. Control A will do that. Or you can select them one by one, a certain group or whatever. And then blank screen. There you go. They're all blue. You can't they can't do anything. They're just stuck to until you release them. And you can create a custom message in there and everything, like that, or and we'll get into some more options in a little bit here. Limit web, limit apps, those are pretty obvious. Limit printing and limit drives as well. We'll get into the options for those in a bit, but when you toggle those on, it'll do the selected action. Mute. Clear desktop, that doesn't work with Linux either. Show video, all this does is brings up a transfer dialog, just like this files one here. So I would just go with the files one, and you can transfer more than just videos that way. Class list, we're going to come back to in a little bit. Shutdown, obviously. You can restart, log off. I haven't tried the log off with Linux yet. I'm not sure if that works. You cannot do power on unless they're all plugged into an Ethernet port, which they're not going to be. So, co-browse internet. I haven't had a chance to play around with this one yet. It's a new version of Lanschool. Haven't seen all the new features yet. Choose random. I'm sure you could figure out some use for this. It just selects some students at random, and brings a pop-up message to them, like, congratulations, the teacher has randomly selected you. And I'm sure you can change what this message says. Okay. Files, again, there's some more options with that. We'll get in that to a minute. Refresh, that's just to refresh this list here. Incidentally, you can also just press F5 and that will refresh the list. And the class list, again, we're going to get back into that. Alright, so let's head back up to Administer, and we'll run through these preferences real quick. Teacher, this is the text for the when you blink the screen. So you can put whatever you want in there. More things you can look into there. Student, different applications, things you can limit. This you're gonna want to change. For Linux students, it's not on a C drive for Linux. It's gonna be home and whatever. And actually, you might just do instead of home, you might do media, the media folder, and it'll transfer anything that you designate over to that folder when you use the file transfer here. Okay, web limiting, pretty self-explanatory. Application limiting, same thing. Drive limiting. Keystroke alerts, this is handy, so if you don't want your kids cussing in class, you can just throw the words in here. And there are some pre-formatted word lists, banned word lists online. You can just download those, copy and paste it in. There you go. Network, we already went through that. Let's go back up to Administer. And one-to-one, this is another way for of saying for the class lists. And we're gonna manage class lists. And this is very important since we have a bunch of students and everybody's on the same channel. We can't we can't change the student channels. We can, but it's a lot of work for the next teacher that gets them to have to rechange the channel every single time. So it's just so much easier if everybody's on the same channel. So we're going to, easiest way is probably just to hit browse for students. And you can see my 4 students are here. And let's say I just want Wilbur and Jonathan in a group. And just gonna save that. I'll put it on the desktop. Oh, It helps if I name it, doesn't it? And we'll just name this like period 1 or something like that. And close. And then let's just go ahead and close that, and there it is. Whoops. Guess we can't open it directly there. We're going to have to load class list from the one-to-one menu. Period 1. And there you go. There's only those 2 students. And then when you're done, I think you can do some of this from the class list as well. You can dismiss the current class. Oh, I guess you can't, because it's using Windows file to try and get that done. So let's bring up Lanschool after it decided to crash on us. Okay. Go back to view all. And I guess that was just as effective to get out of the program and come back in, but that's not ideal. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions with getting this to work, or you have a question about a feature that's not quite working for you, let me know, and I'll be happy to help. Alright, I think that's going to do it for today. Until next time, this is Jason, signing off.